What's up, family? This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports, where we talk all Dallas Cowboy football. Listen, man, I want to talk about the former first-round picks that we got during this offseason. We got 5 of them, former first-round picks. Now, I listed these picks in importance, in my opinion, to what they will bring the ball club. And I want to go over that with you guys, so I ain't going to hold you. I'm going to get into it, and let's talk about it. Let's talk first about Solomon Thomas, all right? Solomon Thomas played with the New York Jets last year, and he had 15 tackles, 3.5 sacks. Those numbers seem pedestrian, but let me say this about that. That's decent numbers as a totality from what the defensive line asked of him. Now, the reason why I think he is one of the most important pieces to our team is because he's coming with Coach Whitecotton. He knows the philosophy that Coach Whitecotton wants to teach the defensive line. So here it is. Not only are you coming in as a really high valued coach, but you're bringing in somebody who was a first round pick, who is decent, who is solid, who can help you teach your philosophy to the rest of the ball club. I think that was huge. I think it was huge. So that's why I have Solomon Thomas at the very top. All right, now let's go to number 2. Let's go to Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, guys, I don't understand this. Y'all listen to these numbers. In his 9-year career, he's had 70 tackles for loss, 55 sacks, 87 quarterback hits. This is Dante Fowler. Now, OG, what did he do last year? I understand what he did in his career, but what did he do last year? Well, last year he had 10.5 sacks. Man, this was a great get by the Cowboys. I'm glad he came back into the fold. I wish he would have never left, because when he left, I knew he didn't have the opportunities that he needed to succeed here in Dallas. He'd have got more opportunities. He'd have got more sacks. But now DeMarcus Lawrence is gone. He has an opening here to get more time on this defensive line. Plus, Matt Eberflus. I love that we have a new coach who is very good at defensive line, defensive tackles, and linebackers. That's what his defense specializes in, those particular guys. So I think he's going to have a new slate on things that he can do, and he's going to produce in this system. So loving the pickup by Dante Fowler, loving the pickup here. Let's talk about Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray came out of Oklahoma, athletic linebacker. I thought he was going to tear up the league, and he did a pretty good job over there with the Chargers, right? He was there for 5 years. They didn't match his option, so he signed with Tennessee for a 2-year contract. Now, last year, he had 95 tackles. He only played 14 games. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor. There's a content creator named Okoye Media. Okoye Media. Go to his page and look on the video he made of Kenneth Murray, and you tell me we didn't get a steal. Because, see, if you listen to the media, Dallas media, and all these other guys, they'll tell you Kenneth Murray wasn't a good pick. He's not that great of a linebacker. He had 95 tackles last year, 4 sacks. He's a great blitzer, and I understand tackles isn't the barometer of a good player. I got that part. But pay attention to Okoye Media and go look at the tape that he made of Kenneth Murray. It'll blow you away. This guy is a decent piece. And we have to understand, Matt Eberflus looked at the league and said, what linebackers, what defensive tackles, what defensive ends will be great in my scheme that maybe I can take to another level? And Kenneth Murray was one of them. So just pay attention to that, okay? Now, let's move on. We're going to go down to Kair Elam. Kair Elam was a first-round pick out of Florida, and I thought he was going to be a shutdown corner when he came in the league, to be honest with you. He had the type of ball skills and technique that he used, and his instincts were very good as well. Now, it didn't happen in Buffalo. He became a good player in Buffalo. He wasn't a bum. Here's the thing. We're not getting bums, guys. He was a decent player in Buffalo. He didn't live up to that first-round pick. You have to get with the right coach, and he can pull the best out of you. And that may be what Elam means. I love that they're going after these first rounders, and these guys are still young. That's the thing. They're still young and moldable. They're moldable players, so we can still use them and teach them our system. That's the great thing about this. So that's a good pickup for me. Let's go with Payton Turner, man. Payton Turner was a first rounder by New Orleans Saints, like the 29th pick. He's a very good run stuffer. Pass rushing needs to be worked on. But here again, Matt Eberflus went to the coaching staff, went to Jerry, went to Will McClay and said, that's a guy who I think could work in my system. Let's go get him and see what he's about. Let me see if I can fix him and get him to be a better player. And here we got Coach Whitecotton, who's going to be on our defensive line. And one thing Solomon Thomas said in his interview about Coach Whitecotton, he sets a standard that we can't go under. He sets a standard that we can't go under. So whoever's on that defensive line, Coach Whitecotton coming, he's going to make you better than you were before. That's what I want out of my coaches. If I already have talent and my talent stays the same, he ain't elevating me, he ain't making me better, then he's not the coach for me. And that's what Whitecotton does with all of his players. So I'm looking forward to that. Guys, there's a new day in Dallas. Just think about this for a minute. For the past 3 to 5 years, Jerry hadn't done anything. Now, I know some of you aren't getting the players that you want, right? Some of these players are guys you look at and say, man, what is this? These are average players, right? These are solid players, but they're average. You know, when you filling holes, right, you need solid players. You can't fill holes with outstanding players all the time. Again, we're not getting bums. We're not putting bums in the hole. We're getting solid talent to put in those holes. It's like planting a seed. Who knows what that player is going to bloom into under this coaching staff? You don't know. These are former first round. They had talent. To be in the first round, you had talent. So let's put this talent seed of this player into these holes that we're trying to fill, and let's water them with good coaching, right? And see what they turn into. See what kind of plant they turn into and they bloom into. Okay? Never know what may happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, I want you guys to do me a favor now. I want you to give me your best grades of free agency so far, because it's still not over. It's still not over. But I want you to take into account the guys who we re-signed as well. Not just the guys who we brought in, the guys that we re-signed, the Osas, the Goodwins, the Kavar Turpin, all the guys that we re-signed, that we kept. I want you to judge your free agency grade on all of that and give me your best grade. For me, it was teetering on a C+, B- before we got Dante Fowler. But Dante Fowler has made it a solid B, right? And I want to make it almost to a B+, to be honest with you. But I'm going to stick with a solid B so far for this free agency grade we got here. All right, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming to the show. Please like and subscribe to my content. I plan to bring you guys some fire content in the future as well. All right, guys, y'all stay up.